Okay.
Can we start now?
Good morning. Before we get started, I would like to ask everybody to turn their phones on silent for me, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the new student convocation ceremony presented by the Office of Student Engagement and Leadership. I am Byron Lee Jr., a Promise Scholar here at Prince George's Community College, and your Master of Ceremonies.
And I'm Fazia Lebioshu, Vice President of Student Government Association and your Mistress of Ceremonies. Today's ceremony is being live streamed at the University Town Center, Laurel College Center, and other designated overflow locations here on the main campus. Now, those viewing the live stream can't see us, but we can't see them. So let's wave at them as we come together in unity to participate in the new student convocation ceremony. During today's events, if anything inspires you or makes you want to take a selfie, please make sure you use hashtag PGCCNSC. We will be reading some of the tweets during today's program, and you may just win a prize. Also, make sure you follow at PGCC News, at PGCC Success, at PGCC Student Live, and at PGCC SGA for all the latest college news and updates. Let me just repeat that one more time. At PGCC News, at PGCC Success, at PGCC Student Life, and at PGCC SGA.
Please stand for the presentation of colors by University of Maryland Honor Guard under the leadership of Commander Marlon A. Taft.
Okay, say that.
After the presentation of colors, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner by Savannah Blask, a first-year student and trio Upward Bound Scholar at Prince George's Community College, and her brother, Jameer Blask, who is currently a senior at Largo High School. Right hand on the heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So that they're going to come and sing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Please be seated. Thank you, Savannah and Jamera. I would now like to welcome our next speakers. Ms. Jonica Dreher, Program Director of Early College Access Programs and Orientation, who will pass the baton from enrollment to engagement to Ms. Paulette McIntosh, Program Director of Student Engagement and Leadership, as a signal that this new student convocation is the official start of the engagement process for our new students.
Thank you. Welcome to Prince George's Community College. It has been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. I bring greetings on behalf of the Office of Enrollment Service, specifically the Office of Recruitment and Admissions. I had a pleasure of initially meeting a lot of you during in-person orientation and running behind the scenes for online orientation, so I appreciate all those individuals who participated. During orientation, we did something that maybe some people who did online didn't get a chance to do, so I wanted to reconnect to make sure as we're passing the baton that we're thinking about our collective role in today's events. For those of you who have cell phones, I know we told you to put them on silent, but could you bring them out for a second? If you have a cell phone. And I see my cousin in the audience. Hey, cousin. When you thought about getting your phone, so I want you to look at your cell phones. When you thought about getting your phone, you probably considered a few things, right? What were some of those things? Who wants to? Yep, cost, right? What else did we think about? Features. What else? So I got cost, I got features. I got a couple of other things down here. Storage, absolutely. Service provider, was that one? What, pictures, right? Quality of the camera, right? Cost was one. So when we thought about cost, we thought about, do we buy it outright or do we lease it? When we thought about features, does this camera phone have the best selfies? Does it take the best selfies, right? Come on, somebody. I'm not up here by myself. We thought about color, right? Phones have unique features, so we thought about colors. We thought about service providers. Can you hear me now? We thought about screen size. We're carrying many computers in our hands. And we also thought about mobile store. Who has the best apps, right? Well, believe it or not, you did those exact same things when you chose us. When you chose Prince George's Community College, you were considering all of the unique features that made us different from whoever else you were considering. So we wanted to let you know that we're grateful for the opportunity to serve you. And while you'll start here and you'll complete your associate's degree, we also aim to help you go anywhere from here. Back to the phone. Who believes in a phone's brand? I'm team iPhone. Yes, right. We believe in a phone's brand. You tag it via social media, right? You always say team iPhone or team Android. But I want to ask you, are you going to think about repping Prince George's Community College the same way that you rep your cell phone? Woo-hoo! Are you going to wear t-shirts that show that you're proud to be a member of this community? Because just like you've identified with your phone, your cell phone, we want you to identify with your school. You show your pride. You are among 500,000 of alumni who have called this place home at one point during their educational journey. You are among 38,000 current students and one of millions who've chosen to attend a community college. You are saving money, and when you obtain your bachelor's degree, you'll have 2 degrees in comparison to your counterparts who really have 1, and you're working on it at the same amount of time that they are. What happens when you leave your cell phone at home? What do? Don't we go back? But I'm going to ask you this question. Are you going to go back to get your homework? No. I hope so. Whatever you did, showing top priority to that phone, I hope you will show that same top priority to your education, because just like you chose that phone, you chose us. So this is your commitment and your investment as well. What happens when a bill is due and you don't have all the money, but you don't want that phone to get cut off? You pick up the phone and you call that service provider and you try to negotiate some things out. But I encourage you to also do that with the number of individuals that you'll meet here today, the number of individuals that you'll meet throughout your journey. We're kind of like your Siri or your Bixby. No, you can't pick up your phone and say, hey, Siri, and expect to get an Ask PGCC, but you can say something to us. Let us know when you need us. Let us know when you need help. Let us know when you have a question. Stop us in the hallway. Treat us just like you treat your cell phone, except don't drop us. What happens when you don't understand a feature of your phone? We always work to go find something. If we have a question, we're out there seeking, searching, asking people, seeking those resources. But sometimes we don't do that with our educational journey. So if something malfunctions, you often run to the store, you want somebody to fix it so you can quickly use your phone again. But I want you to know that you have a warranty plan, and you have a couple of things that will be given to you today, such as your student handbook. That's almost like your instruction manual, your student catalog. That's also an instruction manual with all the things about this investment that you've made into college. And we ask that you peruse those items, go through them, seek, search, and find. And when you can't, you can always call Suri, right? Or your Bixby, which is what? Myself, Ms. Paulette, and a number of the other individuals who I work with who I call colleagues. So college is an investment. You've done all the prerequisites of the enrollment steps to get started, but now that you've started, don't waste a portion of your benefits along the way to your degree. Use every anytime minute to maximize your return on investment. Study, get involved, meet new people. Don't be like Drake and say no to no new friends, all right? You may miss a future business partner, your significant other, a study partner, or other. Get to know at least 5 faculty members or staff members. They can write you recommendations, they can mentor you, they can guide you, they can counsel you. Get work experience, volunteer, intern, attend workshops and seminars. Join us on college tours and various excursions. All of these things are within your benefit plan of you being a student here. They are free and of or low cost. And as I pass the baton of student and servant leadership, you couldn't be in better hands with the Office of Student Engagement and Leadership under the direction of Ms. Paulette McIntosh, and I look forward to seeing you around.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thanks, Ms. Dreher, and the engagement process begins. Your investment starts today.
Thank you, Ms. Dreher and Ms. McIntosh. Let's welcome our next speaker, Ms. Catherine Camp, the Interim Vice President for Student Affairs at Prince George's Community College. She is responsible for managing administrative units, programs, and student services. She will now introduce the senior team of our college.
Let's give her a warm PGCC welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I hope it is a great day today. I am truly excited. This is one of the greatest days of the year. The best day is commencement. We all get very excited about seeing the success that you will have in December or May. But this is my second favorite day because we welcome all of the new students to join our community and our family, as Ms. Dreher is saying, get involved. It's my honor today to let you know the other members of the senior leadership that are here today to support you. And I'll ask each of them to stand, and I'll tell you their name and what they're responsible for. So first, right here is Dr. Naseem Ibrahimi, if she'll stand. She's the Associate Vice President of Strategy, Planning, and Effectiveness. Thank you, Naseem. Next to her is Ms. Terry Bookhout Charles. She's our Vice President of Administration and Finance, so she's the Chief Finance Officer, if you will. Next to her, my colleague, Dr. Rhonda Spells-Fentry. She is the Vice President for Enterprise Technology. And next to her is Dr. Clayton Rayleigh. He is the Executive Vice President and Provost over teaching, learning, and student success. And last, but certainly not least, is Dr. Kim Bobby, and she is the Chief of Staff. It is a great team of colleagues to work with, and they care very much about you and your success. So don't hesitate to let us know how we can help you, because we certainly desire to. And I hope you have a great year. If you ever need anything, please make sure, as Ms. Dreher said, ask the question. We'll try to help find the answer. Have a great year. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Camp. So next, the president of Prince George's Community College, Dr. Charlene M. Dukes, will present the welcome address to you, our new students. Let's give President Dukes a warm welcome.
Thank you. Not that I need it. I just wanted to know where it was because it belonged to me. It's my Siri. So, good morning, everyone. How are you? Okay, so it's 9. Who has a cell phone? It's 9:23 because my watch is fast. And I keep my watch fast for a reason, so I can get to places on time. So my watch says 9:45, but at any rate, what I do know is that we're a little more perkier than we're showing right now. So we're going to start all over again. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you. And good morning to our fellow colleagues and students at all of our degree and extension sites. I think to our parents who are in Rennie Forum, it's my understanding that you were separated today because the separation procedure starts. And so we're going to thank your parents and family members and brothers and sisters for being here with you. But today is your day. Now, there are a couple of things that I'm going to tell you. One is that if you drop your phone and break it, don't come see me, I can't help you. If, perchance, you need to make arrangements to pay your bill, see any one of the people that you were introduced to a few moments ago, don't come to the president's office because they don't allow me to make any decisions around those kinds of things. You have to go to Ms. Camp, the Vice President for Student Affairs, and she will help you work your way through all of the other processes that we have here. And probably unlike many of you, I'm not very good at taking selfies, at asking Siri any kinds of questions. Technology is probably the course that I would have failed had they been teaching it when I went to college more than 40 years ago. So just keep all of those things in mind. But if you want to know what we're going to do for you while we're here, the contract that you have with us by virtue of having enrolled at Prince George's Community College and the support that we will provide you. Please always stop me when you see me walking along the courtyard or in buildings. And if you really have a burning question, my office is in Kent Hall and I'm in room 110. So what that tells you is that we're all available to you. And even though it was 40 years ago when I sat in the very seats that you're sitting in, thinking about my foray onto a college campus and what my college experience was about, I probably had and can remember the same trepidations. I remember that I come from a family, I have 8 brothers and sisters, my mom and dad. I lived until I was 16 in a 4-room house. Not 4 bedrooms, 4 rooms, a kitchen, a living room, 2 bedrooms. My parents had one, and the 9 of us had the other. I remember when I stepped on that college campus that I was low income, I was minority, and I was really underrepresented on that college campus of 14,000 students at the time, and they were serving about 200 students of color. So the things that I had to navigate then are probably not so different than the things that many or some or all of you will navigate today. What makes the difference is doing it with a staff and a faculty and an administration who care about your success just as much as you do. And that's what we're here for. You're going to hear as you move throughout the day or throughout the morning all of the services that we have that because you've paid your tuition and fees are free of charge. You don't have to take another penny, nickel, dime, quarter, or dollar bill out of your pocket in order to have access to, if it's career services, if it's to the financial aid office, if it's to programs and activities. There may be some where there's a small fee, but we make sure that that fee is as small as possible so that everyone who has a desire to can participate. You're going to meet and be engaged with some of the, I think, brightest faculty in the state of Maryland, in the region, and I would dare say the nation. They are committed to your success, but in signing that contract that Ms. Dreer spoke about, there are things that you've agreed to as well. You've agreed to set your watches 15 minutes early so you can be in class on time. You've agreed to set your watches 15 minutes early, so if you rely on public transportation to get here, you can be at the bus stop or the metro stop on time. So you're waiting for the bus driver or the train to pull up. You've agreed that you will use every resource that we have, the library, student support services, anything and everything that will make your experience here a great one. And you've agreed to be great students because you know what? A 2.0, a C average is okay, but it won't do. So you've agreed to do more and to push yourself more than maybe you ever have before. And along with your parents will be your support system to make that happen. So we're delighted that you've chosen Prince George's Community College to begin, or maybe you're returning to continue your education, and we'll help you get to where you want to be. So thank you all for being here. I look forward to engaging with you over the course of your time with us, and I'm going to hang around because I've already told you tweeting is not necessarily, and taking selfies is not necessarily my best thing to do, but I'm always happy to be in a picture. Does that work for you? All right, listen, have a great day, have a great semester, have a great year, and I look forward to seeing all of you in a year or 2 or 3 when you cross the stage and we can say congratulations on receiving your associate degree from Prince George's Community College. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Dukes, for that official welcome to our new students entering Prince George Community College. At this time, we will watch a short promotional video that explains the different academic paths that you can take to pursue your associate degree and certifications at PGCC.
Can I control it from here? No, I can't control it. Okay, yeah, technical difficulties.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Clayton Raley, Prince George's Community College's Executive Vice President and Provost for Teaching, Learning, Student and Student Success, to welcome you and to provide a brief overview of our academic programs. Dr. Raley is responsible for providing oversight for our academic workforce, development, and continuing educational programs and services.
Good morning and welcome. We are so happy to see you here and that you've chosen to undertake this next step in your academic career pathway. at Prince George's Community College. And we are here to help you along that path. We're going to see a little video in a minute about the paths that we have here. And the faculty and the staff here have worked hard over the last several years to create some very guided pathways for you. So helping you to identify what your career goals are, we want you to get on the path that's going to lead you there. One thing I'd like to say about this pathway is it's going to take you beyond places that you've been before. You're going to be discovering the new, the different. And I would encourage you, while you're here, to be open to the new, to use your imagination to discover new worlds that you haven't yet been to. And that's what we want to guide you along the pathway here towards. So the faculty and myself are here to help you get to where you want to go. The staff in Student Affairs works very closely with the faculty to help you in the holistic experience that's Prince George's Community College. So I welcome you. Please feel free to come and ask any questions that you've got. And I hope that your life here is filled with questions and that we will help you find the answers to those questions. So welcome, and I wish you all the best on this path towards your goal. Good morning.
Thank you, Dr. Rayleigh. Since there's a technical difficulty, we're just gonna go ahead. Was it fixed? Yes. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. 1 second, okay. Oh, put the mic, oh, you can't hear me, sorry. Okay, oh. Okay, it should be ready. So, okay. Oh, okay, the video's playing.
Everywhere you turn, there's a lot happening at Prince George's Community College. We're expanding our Largo campus, improving our programs, and redesigning the student experience to help you succeed.
We're launching an institution-wide approach to accelerate your academic and career goals. We want to help you stay on track and make sure that you have a clear pathway to completion, transfer, and employment.
We will make it easier for you to explore your academic and career options, choose and enter a pathway sooner, and successfully reach your academic and career goals.
Which means you'll not only save time and money,
you'll jumpstart your future and increase your earning potential.
Does this apply to me?
Yes! From new and returning students to lifelong learners, whether you're seeking a degree, a certificate, a professional credential, or new skills,
we will provide you with a personalized pathway tailored to reach your goals,
tools to help you monitor your progress and finish faster,
and the resources and services you need to be successful.
How do I get started?
Visit your advisor or program coordinator to discuss your goals.
Take a career inventory to match your interests to one of our programs of study.
And make sure you are on the right academic and career path.
You can also check out our website at pgcc.edu for more information.
So now we're going to have our student welcome, which will be delivered by my friend and colleague, Edward Tatcham, the president of Student Government Association.
Good morning, fellow students, Dr. Dukes, faculty, staff, administrators, and our guests. My name is Edward Tatcham, and on behalf of the Student Governance Association, SGA, I am intensely happy to welcome you all to Prince George's Community College, PGCC. Throughout our lifetime, we are undoubtedly going to be faced with new beginnings. But our job for every new beginning is to figure out what your calling really is and to do so as soon as possible. As students of Prince George's Community College, we got to understand that we are the center of focus of every activity on this campus. Our president, her senior staff, the faculty, administrators, everything, every facility, including the dining hall, the bookstore, the computer labs, the extension centers, just to name a few, are all operational because and for the students. As the main patrons and primary consumers of these goods and services, we have our own duty to fulfill. The first being we need to excel academically, but not only excel academically, but we also have to be involved. We need to contribute to decision making of this campus. And the thing is, we do not realize the potential that each and every one of us here carries. We are worth more than gold. We are worth more than silver and diamond, worth more than every precious metal. But we just fear to step outside of our comfort zones. It is great to excel academically, but it's even better to be involved with co-curricular activities. Because I'll tell you what, this helps you develop a sense of who you are. And this helps you figure out really what your purpose in life is. Starting today, now that you are officially members of Prince George's Community College, my calling for every one of you here today is not only to excel academically, but to get involved. We all aspire to be great people tomorrow, but how do we get there if we can't step out of our comfort zones today? How do you want to be a president? How do you want to be a doctor if you can't get involved at your community college? That's a question I'm asking myself. Some of us, regardless of our political affiliations, regardless of what you believe in, you're not comfortable with certain situations, but you're too comfortable to step outside and make a difference. You have potential to make a difference, not only on this campus, but in the Prince George's County. Not only in Prince George's County, but in this country. Not only in this country, but in the whole world. And I'll tell you what, here's the piece. You could work hard, you could get involved as much as you want, but if you don't do this consistently, then there is no point. Barack Obama, LeBron James, Mariah Carey, John Legend, Michael Jordan, and the late Aretha Franklin are all legends because they consistently worked hard to achieve success. They consistently worked hard and worked hard beyond their expectation. They worked hard to envision their success, and you too can. There are future presidents in this hall today, future engineers, future doctors, future teachers, future musicians, future sports stars, future entrepreneurs. But unless you cultivate your talent inside and outside of class, there is no point. You want to be great, but you have to get involved now. You have to stay connected to PGCC. You have to love what you do in order to give it your all and all. Dear friends, today, together, understanding that we have a huge potential, we are worth more than silver and gold and diamond, we need to get involved in this campus life. We need to stay connected and make not only Prince George's Community College, but make Maryland, not only Maryland, but make the United States the place to be. Yes, we can. Do you think we can? Yes. Do you think we can? Yes, we can. So feel free to come by the Student Governance Association table and the Campus Activities Board table during the Student Resource Fair to learn more about your executive leaders and the senators who work day in and day out to give you the best experience in this fine campus. Once again, you are welcome to Prince George's Community College.
Thank you, Edward. Now we will have welcome remarks on behalf of the Board of Trustees by Marcellus Kirkland, our student trustee. He will also lead us in reciting the Community and Unity Civility Pledge.
As I look at all of you, I can't help but be overwhelmed with excitement and joy. When I look at all of you, I see not only potential, not only talent, but room to grow. Although I stand before you today as your student trustee, it was but a short year ago that I sat in one of those seats, just as you are now. And I can assure you that the person standing before you today is vastly different than the boy sitting there just a short time ago. What separates myself now from myself then the most are not the awards I've won, the things I've accomplished, or the titles I've earned. What separates myself now from myself then are the lessons I've learned along the way. And so I'm going to share with you all perhaps the most important lesson I've learned during my time here at Prince George's Community College. And that is the meaning of that word, community. Allow me to use myself as an example. I alone would not have been able to accomplish the things I have. I alone would not have been able to learn and grow into the person I am today. The person you see here now is a product of not only my hard work, but that of my professors, my mentors, and my peers, who consistently reaffirmed me, uplifted me, and poured knowledge into me. It is because of myself as well as them that I have been blessed with the opportunity to serve you all as your student trustee as well as theirs. And so to you, I issue this challenge. It is the same challenge I issued myself only a short year ago. I challenge each and every one of you to be ready and willing to learn, not only from your professors in your classrooms, but from each and every person around you, wherever that lesson may take place, at any time the opportunity to learn presents itself to you. But please keep this in mind. Whomever you are willing to learn from, you must also be willing to teach. Because believe it or not, each and every one of you are an endless wealth of knowledge with much to teach those around you, including myself. And I look forward to learning from each and every one of you. You have now been presented with the opportunity to not only be teachers, not only be students, but to be amazing role models in promoting civility and respect. And we all know the world could use a few of those right now. But it starts with you. Creating a better world for the future starts with you. Just as your experience here at PGCC starts with you. Because if not you, then who? If not now, then when? If not impossible, then why is it not possible for you? These are the questions we must ask ourselves each and every day. Because, my family, success is not something you chase. It is something you attract. And in order for each and every one of us to be successful individually, we must strive. We must attract it together by educating, uplifting, and inspiring one another on a daily basis. This is what makes this campus and our opportunity here at PGCC a truly one-of-a-kind experience and opportunity. So if you are ready to seize and take on full responsibility and full opportunity of being a student here today at Prince George's Community College, I ask that you now rise. Come on, stand up. And if you're not sure if you can, don't worry, because I know you can. I ask that you raise your right hand and join me as I lead us in our community and unity civility pledge. Please repeat after me. As a new member of Prince George's Community College, I agree to promote a community of scholarship, civility, accountability, and respect. I understand that expressions of hate or bias against a particular group or an individual threaten the safety of our campus community. Therefore, I pledge to be aware of my words and actions and how they impact others. I will show respect for others. I will show respect for myself and respect for the college and its values. I will honor this commitment both inside and outside the classroom. Great job, y'all. Give yourselves a round of applause. I thank y'all, I love y'all, and I look forward to learning from each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcellus and new students. Students, please remember to use hashtag PGCC NSC to share what you're experiencing here today.
It is now my privilege to invite a dynamic speaker to present today's keynote address. Mr. Brian Heat Hamlin is the program manager of the Diverse Male Student Initiatives Program, an aggressive male retention program designed to support the young men of Prince George's Community College in the areas of academic success, career readiness, and leadership. He is a nationally recognized inspirational speaker, educator, father, and entrepreneur who has been electrifying audiences across the country as the new face of inspirational speaking, delivering life-changing messages such as living a life of extraordinary significance, igniting personal passion, overcoming adversity despite the odds, and Code to Diamonds, the explosive power of personal transformation. With more than 20 years of experience as a classroom teacher, school administrator, and college success program developer, Brian empowers his audiences to fearlessly chase their dreams despite the obstacles and lack of self-belief that they may face. From keynotes to workshops, panel discussions, to groundbreaking live inspirational stage performances, Mr. Hamlin leaves individuals incredibly strengthened, purpose-driven, and ready to take on the world. Please join me in giving a warm PGC welcome to Mr. Brian Heat Hamlin.
Everybody stand up. Let's go. Let's stand up. Let's get it started. All the babies in the front. I love it. All the babies. We're going to have a good time. We got the babies in the front. Clap it up for our young adults or young adults. Very good. First of all, let me just start right here by saying that I love you. Now, what's very interesting about our demographic of people, when I say that, when you use the word love, the room gets funny, the energy gets funny. We're not used to expressing that type of admiration and consideration for each other, but this is what I do know. You can't transform what you don't love. You can't impact what you don't love. And since I'm a born educator, I'm born to do this, I know that I must lead with love. Does that make sense? Somebody in the room can say, you know what, brother, you don't know me. How you going to love me? You don't know me. Guess what? I don't have to know you to love you. What I realize is, and this, I learned this from my mother a long time ago, the more I pour into you, you pour into the next generation, that pours into the next generation, and then one day what will happen is you will build something my son can benefit from. You will build something those babies right there can benefit from. So by default, I'm paying the blessings forward by saying, I love you. Can we get started? Can we get started? Clap it up for yourselves and have a seat. Let's go. Let's get started. First of all, my name is Brian Hamlin. Sometimes on the internet they know me as Brian Heat, so definitely look into that. I am the program director or program manager, of the Diverse Male Student Initiative Program. And it is an aggressive student retention program that started in 2009 that has impacted over 1,000 young men in this county, specifically in this school, in the areas of academic success, career and entrepreneurship readiness, and also manhood and leadership. And can we do a quick favor for me? Please clap it up for the last speaker, Marcellus Kirkland, one more time. Clap it up for him. Marcellus is a success story of mine and a proud member of the DMSI program. He actually is the first recipient of the DMSI scholarship that he got last year. Clap it up one more time for him. Let me just tell you right now, you are witnessing someone who is walking in his purpose. I'm born to do this. Motivational speaking, educating, changing lives. I was born to do it, and I was a recipient of my mother. My mother's an educator. My mother changes lives, and I saw it at a very young age watching her do it. And I said, you know what? There's no more higher calling than walking into someone's life, and because you walk in, their life becomes better. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And because I realize this is now my purpose, this is now my calling, every single day I pray, and I'm not talking about religion, but I pray on a good day. I pray that every single time I jump on a stage or have a one-on-one with a student or go to a meeting, that when I walk into that room, I become more valuable for the people listening to my voice. Does that make sense? Now, let me just say right now, a lot of you, when you come into academic scenarios or academic buildings or starting college, you begin to tune yourself out. You're here because someone gave you an ultimatum. Get kicked out or go to college. Join the military or go to college. So you don't walk in with the right motivation. Does that make sense? Right now, you have to realize one thing, and I'm not even started yet. Everybody repeat after me. My why. Oh, you guys are so dead. Dr. Dukes, you weren't lying. Watch this. Let me just back up really quickly. If you don't realize your energy is what repels things from you and also what attracts things to you. If you walk around this world with a lukewarm, I'm too cool to be excited attitude, that's the life you're going to live. Unfulfilled and non-exciting. Me, I'm lit. I'm lit. This is how I am. You know what's so funny? Because I'm lit, I attract lit opportunities, lit people, lit experiences. My job here at Prince George is because of my energy level. What I bring to the table in terms of my passion, you may be able to have a skill set. You may even have a higher degree than me, but you're not going to outlove me. You're not going to outwork me. Does that make sense? Let's try this. When I say my why, do me a favor. Let's impress the college president. Let's impress Kathy Kent, okay? I want to hear the volume and the passion. My why. My why. My why. Check this out. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. Oh, the Rick Ross. You missed it. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. I got a phone call years ago with my son who was maybe about 5 or 6 sitting on my lap, and correspondent Jeff Johnson called me. Does some CNN work, some BET correspondence. He said, Brian Heat. I said, what up? He said, I heard about you. You're the best motivational speaker the world hasn't heard yet. Can you join this exclusive tour? As he began to talk to me, a tear came down my eye. My son said, Daddy, what's wrong? And he wiped it off my face, which made me start crying even more. I said, Daddy got a major opportunity. He said, well, you should be happy. I said, I am, son, but I worked so hard for this. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. Does that make sense? Repeat after me. Maximize the moment. Maximize the moment. Number one, I want you to realize this, and I'm not going to be on stage much longer. When you come to school every single day, I want you to realize one thing, that you are all powerful. The Creator does not make mistakes. The Creator built you with every single thing you need to be ultimately successful. You are all powerful. But sometimes in this world makes you feel like you are not powerful. You are hopeless. You don't have access to the power. Guess what? Pure power doesn't power trip. You were born with the power inside of you. Does that make sense? Number one, you are all powerful. And guess what? I never needed permission to be great. I don't wake up and make phone calls. Can I be great? Mom, can I be great? Dr. Dukes, can I be great today? I'm already great. Does that make sense? And you are too. But the only thing that separates me from you is I may believe in myself more than you. My father and I joke. He says, son, you love you. I said, yeah, I do. He said, no, son, you really love you. I said, guess what, though, Dad? If I don't love me, who's going to love me? If you can't love yourself and the capabilities you possess, who's going to recognize your greatness if you can't even see your own greatness? Number two, when you come on campus, I want you to come on campus with an explosive vision for your life. And then let Prince George's Community College help you manifest that vision. The ones that drop out of school are the ones that come here with no plan, no vision. And you just seamlessly get blown around for 2 and 3 years, which turns to 4 and 5 years, and then you walk away with negative comments about the college. I never liked that institution anyway. It didn't serve me properly. No, you didn't serve yourself. You came in and wanted us to give you your vision, give you your opportunity, give you your work ethic. No, we're support staff. You already been given what you need. Number one, you are all powerful. Number two, I want you to come here with a vision for your life, ultimately. Number three. Number three becomes, I want you to remember this. Repeat after me. Ask for help. Look for resources. Ask for help. Look for resources. When I first got here, I was given a tour of the campus. I'm a graduate of South Carolina State, so I went to a 4-year institution. I never attended a community college in my college years. When I first got here, I cannot lie. And don't tell Dr. Dukes I said this. I said, man, oh, there goes Dr. Dukes right there. I didn't think community colleges had the resources of 4-year institutions until I got a tour of the campus. I said, man, y'all have this and that, computer labs, and oh my God, and hospitality and cyberwatch security, and oh my God, a groundbreaking and highly competitive nurse program. Wow, Prince George's is lit. But sometimes what starts to happen is you allow your friends to box you in and laugh you out and call it 13th grade. But guess what? Let me ask you a question. What are they doing? Are they bettering themselves? Are they working on growing to the best person possible? But guess what? You are. Number one, what was number one? You are powerful. Number two, have a vision. Number three, help and resources. When you walk around this campus, I want you to ask, every day I drop my son off at Riverdale Baptist, I don't say, son, answer good questions. I say, ask good questions. Does that make sense? Some of this room, you're so cool, you don't want to ask good questions. It'll make you feel like you don't know the answer. Does that make sense? Watch this. A smart man knows he doesn't know everything. I'm the first person to ask for help. I'm driving. What's the little thing they talk about men? Men won't ask for directions. Oh, I'm going to pull over in a heartbeat. Gas expensive. Excuse me, sir. How do I get to 95? I'm not driving around under some macho, I can solve it. I've seen people in here, you don't ask for help until you're failing the class. You don't ask for help until you register 2 days before class, talking about, what am I supposed to do? First of all, why did you procrastinate? But again, and resources. There's internships on this campus, scholarships on this campus, and guess what? The biggest thing on this campus that can help you are the actual staff and faculty. Some of you in this room, you believe because someone works on campus, they're not successful. Oh, that's just Mr. Hamlin. He worked over there in Lanham. Radio show host, nationally recognized motivational speaker, author, entrepreneur. I've managed hip-hop artists. I have a wealth of knowledge behind me. You get to know me, that knowledge can be yours. You don't know who Dr. Dukes is behind her position, Kathy Camp behind her position, the wealth of knowledge your professors have beyond what they do. Tap in. Make them a part of your championship team. Number 4, be prepared to overcome adversity. I don't know what you thought. When you're chasing big dreams, it's a prerequisite that you have hard times. The universe wants to know, how bad do you want it? You're going to fail a class. What's going to happen after that? How are you going to bounce back? You're going to lose transportation getting to school. What's your plan B? You're going to have a death in the family. What are you going to do to overcome these adverse circumstances? Does that make sense? Prepare for adversity. If you stay ready, you never have to what? Get ready. Number 1, you are all powerful. Number 2, come on this campus every single day with the vision. Number 3, help and resources. Seek them out. I tell my students, stop walking around with a full cup. That gives people the impression you don't need them. I walk around with an empty cup. Can you help me, Dr. Dukes? Dr. Charles, can you help me? Beverly, can you help me? Dr. Hill, can you help me? You know why? I believe in my colleagues, and I know I need the information. Last thing, we're wrapping up. There is a powerful word I want you to remember. It's called commitment. Say commitment. Commitment. Check the definition. You could tweet it, gram it. The definition of commitment is doing what you said you're going to do long after the mood you set it in is past. Oh, that's a bar. Bars. Bars. I got them. Where's Kendrick at? The definition of commitment is doing what you said you're going to do long after the mood you set it in has passed. Right now, you're mentally ready for college. But after your first quiz, after your first test, after your first research paper, are you still committed? The ones that make it to the end are the ones that don't give up. Let me say it again. The ones that make it to the end are those that don't give up. Please stand up. Let's close out. Let's close out. Do me a favor. All my ladies sit down. Gentlemen, remain standing. I'm sorry. I got to give a message to my men. Dr. Charles would be very dismayed if I didn't get my plug in. Gentlemen in the room. Gentlemen in the overflow spaces. My primary job on this campus is to run the highly successful diverse male student initiative program. I've already told you 1,000 men have gone through. And it's not just my success that's gotten it through. It's a team and a family that made this happen. And I have to give love to Dr. Dukes and Kathy Camp and our old Vice President, Dr. Lee. They brought the opportunity to me, and that's the value they place in you. If you want to get help in your grades, I got you. You want to get with like-minded guys that think successfully, I got you. You're looking for a scholarship opportunity, I got you. I have applications with me right now, and I'm going to tell you right now, every year there's a waiting list to get into the program. But the guys that get their application today, I'm going to dedicate 100% of my life on campus to your success. And guess what? Very rarely do you hear a man tell you that. Does that make sense? Young ladies, you can stand back up, please. Ladies. It wouldn't be right if I didn't plug in my sister. We have a program for the ladies called Women of Wisdom. An amazing colleague of mine, Dr. Stephanie Pear, runs that program. If you like my energy, you'll love her energy. If you think you need help, young ladies, in a school, in a college, make sure you tap into Women of Wisdom. Both of our offices can be found in Lanham Hall 125. So let's close out. My name is Brian Heat Hamlin. What you just heard right now was my message for you, but I'm just a vessel. I'm not religious. I'm not going to get religious, but I will say this. I prayed over this audience before I even got here. I said, I can't do it alone. Step in, Creator, and open their hearts and minds. They're beginning to start a moment, and I wanted to maximize it. When I say I will, you say maximize the moment. I will. Oh, that is so cool and so low. We'll try it again. You're not talking to me. This isn't for anybody else. It's for you. What if I told you the louder you get, the quicker it happens? Oh, my God. Oh. The louder you are, the faster it happens. I will.
Maximize the moment.
I will. I will. My name is Brian Heat Hamlin. You just got ignited. Clap it up for yourselves.
Let's give another round of applause to Mr. Hamlin for that dynamic, empowering keynote address. We will now have closing remarks by Ms. Paulette McIntosh.
Let's give a round of applause to our MCs, Fazia and Byron. They did an awesome job. Good job. On behalf of the Office of Student Engagement and Leadership, it's my pleasure to welcome you and the family members here who are here to support you in this new path towards your academic success at Prince George's Community College. We're excited to have you join our diverse, academically challenging, and student-centered campus community. With that being said, we still have 1 more hour of learning planned just for you. There will be a breakout session for the students that we held right here in the community rooms, and it will be live streamed in Conference Room 2, Conference Room 3 and 4, the Laurel College Center, and University Town Center. The family breakout sessions will be held in the Rennie Forum Auditorium as well as in Lanham Hall Auditorium, okay? So immediately following the breakout session at 11, we'll ask everyone to head over to Novak Fieldhouse to attend the resource fair. On your way there, please grab a bite at the food truck. So all the students, you have your discount meal cards, right? Yes, yes. So there's a special menu you also have in your program, the menu, where you'll only pay $4 instead of the regular price, okay, for your meal. But you'll have to present your discounted meal ticket, okay? Family members, you'll pay regular price, but we're able to negotiate a very reasonable price for families and staff at the college. I would like to thank Dr. Dukes, the senior team members, all the faculty and staff who are here today, including Mr. Hamlin, our keynote speaker, and last but not least, our student trustee and our SGA president. Please join me in giving one more round of applause to all of our speakers and presenters. You know, I was going to try to take a selfie with everyone, but Dr. Dukes will be around to take pictures. We want you to tweet those out using the hashtag PGCCNSC, okay? And we'll be giving out prizes in regards to that, okay? So at this time, this concludes your convocation ceremony, and you're officially members of the Prince George's Community College. Let's clap it up. Okay, so at this time I'll have, if your family members here, you can head down to the Rennie Forum. We'll have a 5 minutes break, and then we will start our breakout session. All right? Yes? All right. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. So you guys will, yeah. So you guys are going to change your shirt and to help out to get the stuff. Okay. Thank you. You did a wonderful job. Okay, students and the staff forward side, we can get the students back into the community room for our breakout session. We have some more important information to share with you. Okay, so our students, families will go to the Rennie Forum, and the students will reconvene back here. So the volunteers and the staff, if you can get the students to come back into the community room for a breakout session. Those of you wearing the yellow shirt, if you could have the students come back into the community room. We're about to start the second half. Can I control it from here, or you guys just? Yeah, I can. Okay. Okay, we're about to begin. Is Miss Holly? Maybe I should have given him a break and just go right. Yes, ASAP. So have them come in. Yes, thank you. Why is this there? Yeah, I just need the students to come back in, so to get them to come back in. Yeah, all to get them in. We're about to get started. Okay. How do I do this? Yeah, okay. We'll have the presenters who are here, if you could be seated in the front. We're about to get started. I'm trying to get to move it. Oh, so this doesn't? Oh, I need to go. Okay. I'm trying to, okay. You know, I'll just go back to the front. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, yes. Hi. I think everybody's there. Yes, okay. If you guys could try to get the students back in here, we're about to, yeah, I probably should not have given them a break. Because now to get them back. Okay, we're about to begin. Students, faculty and staff, if you could usher the students back into the community rooms, please. To those who are at our extension centers, we gave a short break, a bathroom break, and waiting for students to reconvene. So we'll be starting in about 2 minutes. So we appreciate your patience. Okay, hurry on in. I would like you to take out your student handbook. Hold up your student handbook, your student handbook. I'd like to everyone to pull out your student handbook. Okay. Please join me in welcoming again Ms. Kathy Camp, our Interim Vice President for Student Affairs, who's going to provide a brief overview about this important book that was issued to you this morning. Ms. Camp, let's give her another welcome. Welcome. Yes.
Can you hear me if I don't stand by the microphone? No. Oh, he's recording it. Right. All right. Well, I just wanted to call your attention to a few things. This is a very lovely planner that you should use, but often students don't look behind the planner, and that's what I want to make sure that you see. First of all, at the very front, there's some instant information and some numbers. So those support resources, places to help if you have questions, you could find that in the very, very front, inside front cover. When you get past the planner, students, you've heard them talk about it. There's lots of information if, there's a general information chapter, academic policy, things that you need to know now. And the chapter that I want to see all of you all in my office, but I don't want to see you in my office for Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is policies and regulations. The first part of that, can you turn to page 107? I'll be brief, but I want to make sure you get this. That first page is your rights and responsibilities, and you need to know that. You need to know what your rights are and your responsibilities are as a student. The next page, are you there, 107? Yes? All right. The next page begins the Student Code of Conduct. And it's long, very detailed. The things that you need, it talks about the process, should we happen to meet under these circumstances. But I hope you will pay attention to page 111, because it talks about the violations. It is the expectations of all students at this institution, and if you violate these things, then there will be a conduct violation. I don't want to ever see you in that capacity. I don't think there's any need. If you read those, I think those are reasonable expectations for you. And the reason that's important is because this is now college, right? Your grades are forever on a transcript. If you violate academic integrity, there can be an asterisk on your transcript forever. And as old as I am, I still have to provide my college transcript. So make sure it's nice and clean, and it doesn't have any of these violations. And people come now to do background checks in my office, which you all may not know. So if you go to get jobs at the FPI, the Office of Personnel Management, they come in every day doing background checks to see if there are any conduct violations, right? And I want to be able to always say, no report. So if you have any questions about this, don't throw this in the back seat of your car. Look at Chapter 5, and all the rest of it has great resources for you too, because I want to make sure you understand and know the Student Code of Conduct. And if you have any questions, you can always come. We have the Program Coordinator of Conduct and Community Standards, Ms. Kyra Milborn-Holly, but she reports under my office. My office is in Kent Hall, 119. So please come and ask any questions if something's not clear, because I want to make sure you know the expectations for your behavior, okay? And then I'll see you out and about, and we'll have a great conversation, but not about those things, okay? Great, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So we know this is not just the planner, but it's your planner and what? Student handbook, yes? Okay, wonderful. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Takora Scruggs. She's a Vocational Support Services Academic Advisor, and she's going to provide you some tips in terms of academic planning and career readiness, okay? Let's give her a warm. Yes, and your point there, and this arrow. Okay.
Good morning.
Come on, more energy.
Good morning. I've actually spoken to some of the students in the room, but again, my name is Takora Scruggs. I work with vocational support services. And my goal here today is to have a brief conversation about what it looks like to be academically successful at Prince George's Community College. I think we can all come to an agreement that it's going to be a different type of learning experience now that you are in college versus being in high school. And my conversation is not to scare you into saying that you may not be ready for Prince George's Community College. The fact that you are in the room tells me that you are ready. But there are some things that you need to do if you feel like you are going to be behind or you're struggling in your academics. Get to know your career and academic advisor. That is someone key on campus to help you with your academics and your career. The goal is, once you leave Prince George's Community College, if you're not going to transfer, you are employable. And to be employable, there are certain steps that you have to take while you are here at Prince George's Community College. That's why it is very important that you speak with your academic and career advisor. On the screen, you will see this is what they can help you with. I don't read PowerPoints. I'll give you a second to read it. If you have any questions, raise your hand. However, these are the points that they can help you with. They can assist you with internships. This is a clue. An internship can secure you a job. So you start that process early on. Internships can possibly secure you a job. They can help you with that. If you're having a hard time processing information in your class, if your professor, you feel like maybe giving you a hard time, your advisor can help you self-advocate for yourself. So it is very important that you get to know your advisor and your career coach. Even the support services on campus. We have several support services. You heard Brian Hamlin. He's a part of a support service, the MSI. We have WOW, we have TRIO services, we have DSS, and we have My Program. If you don't feel comfortable, for whatever reason, going to your advisor, which should be your first course of action, you have all of those support services that I just called out. Okay? A few differences that I want to point out as it relates to moving from high school to college. In high school, 30 plus hours a week was dealt with being in classes, right? However, now you're going to spend only 12 to 15 hours a week in classes. So that's a lot more free time, right? That free time has to be filled with something. So what is that something? Studying and reaching out for services if you need to. So you're dropping down to half of your time now just being free. That's a lot of freedom, and that takes a lot of discipline. So if you are not disciplined, those free 15 hours, you're going to spend it doing nothing. However, the rigor of your academics is going to grow, so you need to make sure that you are disciplined enough to use those 15 additional hours per week, making sure that you are where you need to go academically. For those who are in courses that's prepping you for your college level courses, you only have a certain amount of time to pass those courses. So you especially need to make sure you are spending that time making sure you have the information to pass those courses. And structure is by lecture, learning activities, games, and group work when you look at college. However, when you take your course at Prince George's Community College, lecture. So you are sitting in your classroom and you have someone, as I'm doing, just lecturing to you. So I see a lot of students doing this in class because all you're doing is hearing the lecture. However, if you're doing this, how are you understanding the lecture? How are you picking up on the key points when it comes to the lecture? Just because the class is not filled with group work or activities and nothing but just lecture, you have to pay attention. So don't think because it's nothing but talking that you're going to not get information that you need. Again, discipline. Be disciplined to put your cell phone away. It's only for an hour and 15 minutes, and I get sometimes that causes anxiety. I totally get it. However, the information that you will get in that hour and 15 minutes, if it's not family related on your phone or emergency, I guarantee you it's more important than answering that text message from your friend who should respect the fact that you were in class at that moment. Also, when it comes to getting help from your professors, in high school, teachers approach you if you need assistance. At this point in your educational career, you have to seek out assistance from your professor. The professor will not come to you or call you or email you to say, do you get the information? You have to seek information. You have to know, you have to be so in tune with how you learn that you can say something is not clicking, looking at the syllabus, looking at the office hours to say, I need to go speak to my professor. If you are not, short little plug, if you are not in tune with how you learn, how you process information on the college level, we have assessments on campus to help you figure that out. Again, if you are not sure, or by the end of the first week of classes, you're saying, I cannot process this information, it's not making sense to me, I'm learning differently, we have assessments on campus that can help sort you through those issues. Any questions? You should receive an email with your advisor's information and with your My PGCC email. Did everyone get that information? Will everyone have your email account? Can everyone log into my OWL link? Okay. Let's talk for 1 second, couple of seconds about email. How many always check your email? Consistently check your email. It is always key to know anything relating to Prince George's County Community College, any business dealing with the college is only sent through your your PGCC email. They're not going to send it to Gmail. They're not going to send it to iCloud. They're not going to send it to Yahoo. Anything relating to the business of PGCC, which is academic financial aid, goes to that email account. So you have to be ready to check that email account. I know Gmail allows you to forward emails. You can forward your PGCC email to your Gmail account and still get the email. So you shouldn't say, oh, I didn't get that email. Well, you wouldn't have if you're expecting it to be in Gmail if you didn't forward it. Please check your PGCC email account because anything, again, business related goes to that account. Okay? Take a few moments to read through this. I'm going to go through the second point. When it comes to where you are academically in your class, professors use Blackboard, and with Blackboard, it shows everything. You should know where you are in the class. A professor may not tell you, you know, you're failing my class, or you didn't do well on these assignments. It's up to you to log on to anything that's relating to academics to see where you are in that class. You are responsible for knowing what it takes to graduate. I know you all have spoken with someone about getting your classes. However, I shouldn't have to tell you what classes you need to complete your degree at PGCC. If you don't know that information, have a conversation with your academic advisor. You should know more about your requirements to graduate from this institution than I do. You should know what's next. So please make sure, if you know your degree program, if you know you're going to transfer, you know all those requirements that it takes to get you to your next step. The goal is the next step. That is the goal. Just so you'll know, if you are majoring in an AAS program, an Associate of Applied Science program, and your goal at any point is to transfer, you need to have a conversation with your academic advisor. Those little details matter because your goal is not to waste time here. Be intentional about your time at Prince George's Community College. Do we have any questions about what's on the screen? If you don't have any questions, I work with vocational support services. However, I will help every student. If you have a question, if you are unsure about your next step, come visit me, Lanham Hall, room 101A, and I can direct you to who you need to speak to. But do not leave this space saying that you don't know. I am inviting you to my space so we can work this out together. Lanham Hall, 101A. Thank you. Oh. Oh, okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, how do you get your, if you have your outlink, how do you see what your PGCC email is exactly? Like, because I have my outlink and everything set up, but I don't know what my personal email is.
You have to go to Bladen 106.
Bladen 106?
Bladen 106.
Alright,
The help desk, absolutely. They can get all the information for you.
Thank you.
If anyone has any technology issues, Bladen 106.
Are there any other questions? Okay, let's give Ms. Cross, thank you, yes. And I do want to emphasize, if you don't know how to link your personal email to your PGCC email so your mail gets filtered into the same inbox, again, stop by our technology help desk in Bladen 106. It's right across from that computer lab in Bladen, right? So that they can provide you with the instruction, the direction on how to do that, right? Because we want to make sure that you get all the information that you need because you already paid for it, right? Yes? All right, very good. Let's see. We're going to move around a bit here. Let's see. Oh, what's that? Okay. I'd like you to take out your phones. Okay. And I'm going to talk about getting involved. You've heard, I think almost all of our speakers today, including our president, talk about how important it is to get involved, right? Not just come in, taking your classes and leave. We have a lot of opportunities, lots of programs, leadership development, clubs and organization for you to get involved because it builds your resume. It comes time to apply for scholarships. You are able to list those, and it really, help you to stand out. So we have programs exclusively for you, the new students. So throughout the year, throughout the semester, you'll be able to be made aware of different programs and activities that are coming up. How many of you received the email about the bus trip that's planned to Philadelphia on September 14th? Raise your hand. And then on September 7th, we have a trip to DC to the Pentagon, okay? On Monday, we have a carnival on campus, a welcome back carnival. On Tuesday, there's a block party. So lots of activity. And in addition to that, we have workshops. We take students to trips. Last semester, we took students to San Antonio to help with the hurricane relief efforts. We've taken students to Atlanta on service trips. We take students to leadership conferences. And so, with that, in order for you to hear about these activities, and the more activities that you go to, you would get entered into a raffle to be able to win $300 cash prize that you can put towards your book and other prizes throughout the year. So I want to encourage you. So in order to do that, okay, trying to get the site up because I want you have your Get Involved forms, right? Do you have that form? Okay. When you go over to the resource fair over in Novak, which is where our gymnasium is located, and our natatorium, there will be tables, information tables, and what I would like for you to do is to stop by the blue tent. You won't be able to miss it. It will say Office of Student Engagement and Leadership. You're going to go there, and you're going to fill out the Get Involved form, and you'll turn it in there. In addition to that, I'm going to get to a slide. There it is. I would like for you to join the PGCC All Success First Year Program. You must do that today in order to get your swag bag. It's a PGCC drawstring bag. It has some great stuff in there, including a very nice pen. It's a banner pen. When you pull it out, on one side, it tells you the things you need to do for your academic success. The first week of class is the second week. So I know you guys, so take a picture of this, take a picture, and you're going to go to that bit.ly link, PGCC All Success First Year Program, okay? So you're gonna log it, go to that site. Once you get to that site, it will say become a member, join, become a member. You click on that and you fill in your information. You put your email, because that's how you'll receive notification. And it's on this site that it will list all the upcoming activities. Okay, that's exclusively for you, the first-year students here at the college, to help you in your success. And we'll be able to send you reminder notices as well. Oh, this is coming up in 2 days and 4 days. We'll announce the raffle prize winners there. We're trying to, we'll have lots of prizes. We're looking to also have an iPad, all of those things. So the more events that you go to, it increases your chances of winning these programs. Also, to get connected on our social media. Once you have joined that, okay, you take a little screenshot of that. You guys know how to do that with your phone, and you show it to them there and pick up your swag bag, okay? You're going to get lots of treats and prizes over at the resource fair. But we want you to get involved, okay, so you can broaden your horizon and that you can be all that you can be in a successful and well-rounded student here at Prince George's Community College. Okay, so are you going to make that commitment to do that today? Yes? Okay. Once you turn in your Get Involved form, I want you to, we will then connect you to the clubs. Every semester, the clubs and organizations will get re-registered to become active. You too can start up a club. If your interest is not listed and it's not one of the groups that's there, just grab 3 other students. You need a minimum of 4 enrolled PGCC students to get a club started on campus, okay? And the deadline for doing that is September 14th, the same day as the trip to Philly, okay? If you have signed up for the Philly trip, you can make your payments. Stop by our office. It's $20 to go towards the payment of the trip, and it will include your lunch, and the transportation, and all the other excursions that we will do there in Philadelphia. We'll visit the Constitution Center, because all colleges and universities are federally mandated to promote the U.S. Constitution, okay, and what it's about. So we have a number of events that's scheduled for that. Okay, so are there any questions about getting involved? No? How many of you are going to, okay, yes?
I don't have one with me right now, so how do I get one?
You don't have what?
Get involved form.
Okay, so if you don't, very good question. If you don't have a Get Involved form, just stop by back at the desk, the check-in desk downstairs, to pick up the Get Involved form. And you'll fill it out and you'll turn it in. Once the clubs, after September 14, after the clubs are registered, we will forward to those clubs, those who have signed up for those respective clubs, so that you can then learn about when their meetings are and to start to get involved and start building your resume and learning, networking with others and developing your leadership skills, okay? So that is very, very important. So again, did everyone take a picture of this? Yes, so you have that, and you're going to log in while you're at the food truck, waiting in line, because time is important, right? That you're going to go and get onto that site and try to get that done today so you can pick up your swag bag. All right, at this time, let me go back to the slide. Okay. I'm going to invite Mr. Thomas Mays, who is the Program Director for Disability Support Services, to provide you some information about the disability support at Prince George's Community College.
And this is the right one here?
Yeah, just go,
The
yeah.
left one?
Yeah, to go this way.
Okay.
Yeah, all right? Let's give Mr. Mays a round of applause.
Oh, good. Hello. How's everyone? All right, I'm the person, actually the only 2 of us on campus that will decide what accommodations you may get in your classes. So if you're transitioning from high school to college and you had an IEP in high school, or you received special education services in high school, and you want accommodations in college, everybody wants more time on a test. Some students want to take their test in the testing center. Some students want to tape record their classes. I'm the person that's going to give you permission to do those things. Without a student faculty accommodation form, let me back up. Without coming to my office first to self-identify that you have a disability, document that disability, and get a student faculty accommodation form, you may not get any accommodations. You may just be going to class like any other student without any special support. So, but you're going to be in transition from high school. High school is entitlement legislation. They have to provide you with accommodations in high school. And you had this IEP. When you come to college, you move from entitlement to being eligible for services. If your documentation doesn't rise to the standard that I think it needs to rise to, you may have to go out and get new documentation or updated documentation to get accommodations. Many times parents are coming in or students are coming in just this week. Mr. Mays, I was told to bring you my IEP. For what? The IEP ended when you graduated high school. Hallelujah. There is no special ed in college, people. That should be shouting. So, you have to self-identify. Which one is which here? Now, it says at the very bottom there, you may not receive services. Doesn't want to work, Paula. Which one is it? Okay. Talked about this IEP. I see all disability groups as well. So we see students with sickle cell, lupus, kidney disease, deaf and hard of hearing, ADHD, ADD, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. What else? Learning disability. So all those disabilities. It's not that we're not going to give you accommodations. We're going to ask that you document. I'm just not flexible with this thing. To get those accommodations. Am I doing it too soft, too hard? She has the magic touch. She has the Midas touch. Let's go back one more. So when students are asking for accommodations, the number one accommodation, the number one accommodation that students want at the college is what? More time on test. However, many of your faculty will say, why does the student need more time on test? Did they come to class? Did they do the reading? Did they do the work? Did they study? Well, why do I got to give all this extended time? Well, in college, we work under the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act says that if my office deems that you have a disability, a documented disability, and you need accommodations, that the college has an obligation to provide you with those accommodations. However, you need to advocate for yourself and meet with your instructor and discuss your accommodation. So I get this a lot too. On your syllabus, if your instructor says there are no makeup exams, somehow students with disabilities say, well, Mr. Mays, I have a disability, and can I make up my test? Well, what does it say on your syllabus? If the syllabus says there are no makeup exams, it doesn't mean you're like any other student. There are no makeups. Wow, pretty interesting. We do provide note-taking services for students who need a note taker. They're called reader scribes. I don't provide reader scribes because you can't spell. That's not the purpose of a note taker. A note taker is there if you have some cognitive delays, you have some dexterity issues, you have some other processing issues where you really can't take your notes in a rapid fashion. I may assign you a note taker. You are still responsible for taking your own notes. So college is quite different than high school. If you have need of a wheelchair or you use a wheelchair, most of your classes should be accessible to you. You should be able to roll yourself into the anywhere on campus and also into the open labs and particularly into your classroom. Dude, flip the last one for me. We start school on Monday. If you're just coming to my office now saying, Mr. Mays, some of your parents have already come and said, Mr. Mays, my son or daughter has a disability and we need accommodations. Well, guess what? School starts Monday. I've already told them parents, and I'm going to tell you, go to class, meet your instructor, buy your textbook. Stop all this foolishness about, I'm going to wait and get my book the first day of class because I don't know which book we're going to need. We know 6 months to a year back which book you need. Get your book, folks, because the first day of class is a teaching day. We're going to lecture the first day. Some of you are going to walk out with homework the first day, especially for math, especially for biology, especially for English. So when the doors open on Monday, or if you're coming on Tuesday, or whenever it's supposed to be, please be ready. Students come to school, no paper, no pen, no highlighter. Come on, that's K through 12. You're about to step over to something brand new. I'm telling you, it's gonna be different. Teachers don't want late work. How many of you know how to type? Oh God, nobody know how to type? All your work in college, unless the teacher gives out a little ditto sheet in class, has to be typed. Punctuation. Do you take off for spelling? I hear that all the time. Is the teacher gonna take off for spelling? Wow, yes, we're gonna take off for spelling. Come on now. Anybody nervous about school? I'm gonna put it to you straight. If you were a D student in high school, I hate to break it to you, you're gonna be an F student here. If you were a C student in high school, oh God, you may be a D student here. If you were a B student in high school, chances are you may be a BC student here. And for those of you who are 4.5s and 4.1s, and wow, I hope some of you out there, you may find yourself in the B range in college. High school is not the equivalent of college. I don't know why people think, oh, my high school grade, unless it's ACT, SAT, that's something different. College prep is something different. If you're coming in here with a 2.9, which is pretty decent, plan to study. Here's the thing that I want to leave you with. The key to success is planning. Planning is the key to success. Please read ahead. Do not go to these classes waiting for your teacher to take you through everything. We're not. When we assign that chapter to you, that chapter is 35 to 40 pages each chapter. They're expecting you to read it. You get to class, Miss, can you answer the question for today? I don't know. Sir, can you give me one point that you read last night in your lesson? Well, I really didn't read it. Those C people become Ds, Ds become Fs, As become Bs. That's how it happens. Any questions before we close? I hope to see some of you. Some of you may not have even documented your disability, but you know you have a disability. We can work on helping you there as well. Okay? Welcome to the college. The games begin next week.
All right. Let's give Mr. Mays a round of applause. Okay. I want to just highlight something. I was told some of you are trying to type in the link and it's not working. What I'm going to do, I'm going to email it out to all of you immediately following this, so check your email. So you can just click on it, and it takes you right to the site, okay? So you're going to go to the other tables, and then your last stop will be the tent for the student engagement and leadership, okay? No, once I send you click, it will take you right to the dashboard, and then you'll click where it says become a member. When you click on that, that's where you put in your information, your email, your name, that's all you put in, so that we will have it populated and you'll automatically get notifications about events that are exclusive for you, our first-year students. Okay? So yes, I'm going to send you. How many of you received an email from me, from OSEL, about the trip, about Convocation? You all should have, okay? If you did, you will receive again an email. Immediately following this, I'll go to my office and I will push out an email notice with the link for you to click on, okay? All right, so be on the lookout for that email. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Taya Johnson from the program coordinator for our Violence Prevention Center, okay? So please give her your undivided attention. We're almost there. I think it goes here. And to play the videos and stuff, yeah, for use this and stuff. And I can assist you if you need.
Okay, not a problem. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Let me hear you. Good morning. I want to it's glad to see ecstatic just to see everyone's faces, and as you're moving towards the college experience. At one point in time, I was in your shoes. You know, before I started taking classes at Coppin State College, where I got my undergrad, or going through my master's program, I was able to actually take some courses during the summer before I started in the fall at my college, here at Prince George's Community College. So take this opportunity to, you know, take in everything you're learning today. Find about the different programs, join clubs. If a club is not there for you, be a part of another club, start another club. But just let's make it positive. Let's make it in a way of a healthy relationship, which I'm gonna get into some of that information. So again, my name is Tia Johnson. I am your program manager of the Violence Prevention Center. So anything that you wanna know about crime or working with victims or actually working with counselors. Let me see, by raise a hand, how many people are going to major in criminal justice? Okay. What about psychology? Social services, social work? Okay, anybody want to go into law enforcement? Okay, so these are the things that you're going to deal with, definitely dealing with violence prevention. I'll do it from here. You got it? Okay. Okay. So before we start, I want to give a disclaimer. Of course, my program is run by the Department of Justice Office of Violence Against Women. So anything that we do, I have to give a disclaimer regarding the work that we do has nothing to do with, it's approved by OVW, but the information we're given, they cannot be held accountable. So basically, this is what the disclaimer is. You can go to the next one. Okay, so the purpose of the violence prevention program is to enhance safety and promote justice for victims and survivors of sexual assault, intimate partner violence, dating violence, and stalking on campus. It is my privilege to make sure that you know about your safety and your rights as being a student here, and knowing if you ever became a victim or survivor. And I say the words victim or survivor because most people who are in a domestic relationship or in a sexual assault relationship, once something came, the incident has occurred, we call them a survivor because they were able to make it through. And it's our job to make sure that they're receiving counseling, the services they need via protection order, or walking them through the court system. So that's one thing. We want to uplift victims and not make them feel that they're always being victimized over and over again. We also strengthen the services, and we move forward from that just to make sure that you're getting everything you need. So right here, let's talk about sex and culture today. You know, we see a lot of things idolized on TV, on YouTube. We got things on our Snapchat. We're looking at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And I have a few pictures. So, of course, you know, right now, you know, who watches Love and Hip Hop? All right, let me see. I know y'all out there watching Love and Hip Hop. So, okay, so a lot of people, if you don't know about Safari, you know about some of the issues that's going on about what he posted on Instagram, right? So that is one of the things. So we have a picture there. And then I also have Cardi B. You know, we talk about with, just like on the Cosmopolitan magazine, you know, she said, let's heat up sex. So she's talking about certain stuff. Don't get me wrong, I do like Cardi B, but I also have Amber Rose, and then we also have in the middle at the bottom, I have a police officer. So this is just someone regular, someone working, taking a selfie, posts on Instagram, and of course all the women are like, hey, you know, he looks good, I want him, and start going into his DM, okay? So, but at the top right, this is something special. I have a couple women. I have Jennifer Lawrence, I have Black China as well as the other women there. And the reason I post them is because right now they are dealing with, as they call, revenge porn or revenge nudity pictures, where that is a part of being sexually assaulted. everything is sexually assaulted. Everyone thinks it is physical, but it's not always physical. You can be sexually harassed, which is part of sexual assault. If someone that is using information or pictures or a video that you did not share with another person, you think about how people have leaked sex tapes and how they're going to court because they don't want, they're trying to reap from what they're receiving. So those are the things that I have. So speaking of that, let's talk about some of the definitions. So we talk about what is assault. So sexual assault is a type of sexual contact or behavior. And then we look at, and like I said, it doesn't have to be someone actually touching you, but it could be something that someone said as harassment. And then we also look at activities as forced sexual intercourse, sodomy, child molestation, incest, fondling, and attempt rape. Go to the next one. So I just wanted to give you some brief information because as of October 1st of 2017, the Maryland state law has changed regarding rape. One good thing about it, at one point in time, it just talked about women as being raped. Now the new law says that men can be raped as well, so which changed somewhat of the sodomy law. So this is just a brief information about first degree and second degree assault, just to give you more information about the new state law. So from there, this is just a few statistics. I'm not going to go all through them, but I definitely want you to look at the last one where it says 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men are survivors of completed or attempted sexual assault while in college. So this means you walk past someone's grabbing your behind, your butt, or just rubbing you, grabbing and fondling you in a certain way, touching you inappropriate when you did not give them consent or privilege to do so, as well as additional other statistics that we have here. So I'm going to show you a brief video. Hopefully this will play, and then you can learn more about consent.
We should talk.
I want to talk about
We need to talk about consent.
Which may seem hard. It's not really everybody's favorite subject.
It's not really a sexy word.
I don't feel like I used it a lot.
Like we're getting something notarized.
It sounds very formal.
Sign here, here, and here.
Something you hear in the news. But we should be talking about it.
Because this
And initial 3 times here.
is the wrong way to think about it.
Consent is more than just a legal term. It's not a box to check or something to get out of the way.
It's about respect and listening.
It's communicating openly.
And it's how to have good sex.
I'd like to talk about that.
Really good sex.
I vote we talk about that.
And we will. But first, let's get some things clear.
Consent means you have ownership over your own body.
You have agency.
All the time. And nothing can ever change that. Not what you wear, not what you've been drinking.
Not where you are or what time it is.
Nothing.
Consent is something you own and share.
And you always have the right to choose what you share.
Just because you give consent to one thing doesn't mean that somebody has full reign of your body.
And you can always change your mind.
If you don't like what's happening anymore, it's perfectly fine to stop.
Peace out. Gotta go.
You don't owe anyone anything.
And it's okay to say no to some things and yes to others.
Communicating ensures that everybody is safe and feels respected.
It's also the key to great sex.
Because sex should be good.
And good sex is great.
Like really, really great.
You feel good about it the next day.
Clouds opening up.
And the day after that.
And you're completely in tune with the other person.
I'll do that again. I'll do it again right now.
So, how do we do that?
How do you know you have consent? You gotta pay attention.
Sometimes it's verbal.
Yes. No.
Those are pretty clear-cut.
Sometimes it's physical. You're really vibing with someone.
Returning loving touches.
Guiding each other.
Reciprocating.
Communicate with your partner.
Or partners.
Right. Communicate with them about what you like or don't like.
How are you feeling? How are they feeling?
Do they seem conflicted, uncomfortable, or tense, or even scared? Check in.
And if you're not sure, ask.
Is this okay?
Can I do this?
If not, they'll be glad you asked.
Because that's kind of sexy, actually.
Help your partner by being clear about your consent as well.
I don't want that.
Why don't we try something else?
Let's stop. You don't have to feel shy or worried about what they'll think.
No one wants to have bad sex.
So guide them, let them know what you like.
And if you don't know, you could find out together.
Being open and building trust can help you try new things.
And new things can be very fun.
Ask him.
Ask her. Ask them.
And listen, if you take care of them, they can take care of you.
And it's pretty nice to be taken care of.
Consent is mutual communication.
If it's not mutual, or if your partner cannot communicate
Actively.
Because they're asleep or passed out.
If they're intoxicated or high,
And that's not consent.
end of story.
Your standards for sex can and should be higher than just not a felony.
Find out what consent means to you and your partner.
know what you need to feel comfortable and to enjoy sex.
Make sure your partner respects that.
And that you respect your partner.
Consent is not just a question of legality.
Not just who has permission to do what.
It's the basis for a healthy and happy sex life.
Whether you're having sex or not.
And it's okay if you are.
And it's okay if you're not. Everybody's okay.
The only thing that's not okay is someone else making that choice for you.
If you have any questions,
If you feel like you're in a gray area,
Or to learn how NYU defines consent.
You can go to nyu.edu/sexual-respect.
Or check out the Center for Sexual Misconduct Support Services.
Let's talk about consent.
Because we have to.
Because we need to.
And because we want to.
So as you can see in the video, they talk about consent, and we know that consent has to be something that two people have to agree on. That's one thing you have to look at. You have to make sure that you're saying yes. If yes means yes, no means no. And it's okay for those who are sexually active. In the middle, you might say yes, but then get to a point and be like, yes, this is, this is not for me right now. That's a no. And then that other person should stop. So it's about respecting someone. So you just look at it, as we say, we look at it can be withdrawn, and then also making sure that you're within the parameters of those. Most people when you start school, you're 17, 18, 19 years old. Just be mindful of age gaps, because laws do take place if you're with someone older or younger. So again, how to reduce sexual assault into campus, you pretty much just know about the red, yellow, and green, which we said red will be your no. Of course, yellow will be, if you're trying to figure out or find those in-between questions. And just make sure, if you're unsure if the other person wants to move forward, you make sure, find that clarity with them by asking, are you sure you want to do this? Are you comfortable with doing this? Because you don't want to see yourself in a predicament when someone says, oh, well, that person sexually assaulted me or that person raped me, and you're in trouble because there wasn't any type of communication. So moving forward, here's some campus resources. Again, I am the Violence Prevention Coordinator, so the Violence Prevention Center, we're located in Lanham Hall, which will be to the left of me, to the right of you, a newly refurbished building. We're in room 101, so you can always come in and ask to speak with Tia Johnson if you want to know any information, as well as we have other information as counseling services. Please feel free to see our counselors, as well as our wellness center, where we'll have health education there and the nurses, campus police. If not, you are free to call our local authorities, as well as we have a student conduct and community standards, because it's not just with students. It's also if you feel that you were inappropriate, either touch or some type of sexual activity with a teacher. So I just wanted to give everyone an opportunity. If you wanted to be a part of the, we have a peer advocate. If those who are interested in becoming a peer advocate, working with victims, advocating for them here at school, on campus, please feel free to do that. I'm going to have you go to the last slide. Oh, you want me to do the Wellness Center? Okay. So just to have you have my information, it's Tia Johnson. If you just want to write down, it's Tia Johnson, and I'm in room 101K in Lanham Hall if you have any interest in being a peer advocate. So I'm going to step into the Wellness Center, because the Violence Prevention Center is within the Wellness Center, and we're going to talk a little bit about opioids and as well as heroin education. So I know some of you might be aware that we have a big epidemic with opioids here in Maryland, where people are using prescription drugs that were either given to them or using someone else's prescription drugs just to deal with, some people do it with pain, anxiety, just to feel like, okay, I'm getting better, but it's being, most of the time, it's done not within the parameters of what the doctors prescribe. So most of the time, people use opioids or opioids manage your pain or minimizing the risk of being re-injured. So those are things that if it's something a doctor prescribes you or something you need to take here at campus, please see our wellness center, which is located in Bladen Hall in 132. You know, heroin is an illegal drug. This is a drug-free school, and that also includes opiates. So if you have some type of prescription drug and you need some assistance using it, or you wanted to just let the school know that you are using something, feel free to stop by our health center, talk to our nurses so they can keep it on record, so nothing will ever happen where you would get in trouble, especially if you're dealing with pain. Because we know people do injure themselves, whether it be in a car accident or they fell or whatever it is. You know, experimenting with drugs that you don't know about is not a cool thing. Most people try it because they're trying to, between peer pressure or when they do try it and they like the feeling and then they try it again, you'll never get that same high you got that first one. So rather than thinking of trying to chase a high, just don't do it. We usually have 8 dimensions of wellness when we talk about our wellness center. We want to just open up to make sure that we're having a conversation about a healthier you, a positive you, letting you know about yourself as well as a student. If you're having problems with education, with tuition, you're dealing with anxiety, or just want to open up with that. So again, our health education wellness center is located in Bladen Hall in room 132. I'm the violence prevention coordinator. I'm in Lanham Hall 101, as well as our counselors if you want to talk to them just about anything, as well as trauma therapy. And just mind you, just because we might talk about sexual assault, it doesn't necessarily have to be while you're here. If something has ever happened beforehand, or just something you want to talk about, or just get resources or any type of services, please feel free to stop by and we'll be able to assist you. Everything is confidential, so nothing is shared with any of your peers or even with my colleagues. Whatever is said stays within that room. The director of the Wellness Center is Michelle Richardson. She can be located in Bladen Hall 132. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to stop by Bladen Hall, talk to our nurses, talk to the director of the Wellness Center, or come to room 101 in Lanham Hall to speak with the counselors as well as myself, the violence prevention coordinator. Other than that, I hope you have a successful college semester and year, and I'm looking forward to seeing great things. And I will see you October 11th. We will have a table downstairs during October, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Are there any questions? Any questions? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. So we will wrap up with our this information breakout session for you. Are you ready to start classes? Yes? Are you excited? Okay. I hope to see you all. The Office of Student Engagement and Leadership is located on the first floor of this building in the Largo Student Center. We don't only provide programs and activities for students here on the main campus, but also at the extension centers, okay? Again, we hope that we'll get have students at the extension center get together and start up some student clubs and organization. Again, I will email you the link so that you can learn about all of these activities, programs, and trips that are coming up, and events, so that you can sign up and to get involved, because it's all about engagement. It's about what's happening in the classroom, but it's also about you getting involved in co-curricular activities outside of the classroom. I also want to let you know that Lost and Found is located in the Office of Student Engagement and Leadership here on the main campus. At the Extension Center, they have their designated, the main offices. At those locations is where Lost and Found is located. And believe it or not, we do have a lot of honest people turning things, laptops, all of those things. If you find something, you turn it in to the Office of Student Engagement and Leadership. If you misplace something, you can check there to see if it's there. We hold on to things for 30 days. Again, when you go over to the resource fair, you're going to get lots of goodies. I like freebies. How many of you like free stuff? Yes, woohoo, yes. So you will get a lot of giveaways, but make sure you go to the blue tent. I'm immediately following here. I'm going to go to my office, and I'm going to push out that email to you guys so you can have that link, and you can sign up so that you can be connected and be in the know. Because you know what? A lot of things they say on campus is free, but is it really free? No, you paid your fees. You paid up front for it, right? So if you don't utilize it, somebody else is going to utilize it. Going on these trips to San Antonio and Atlanta, we go to leadership conferences and seminars. So we want you to get your money's worth, right? And you heard about utilizing the services and program. Don't be scared in your classes or shy, okay? In your classes, and you don't understand, the class is not going to proceed until you get your question answered. Yes? Okay, don't be there like, oh, people gonna look at me stupid. It's about me and my coins. I'm gonna make it work for me, okay? So again, I would like to thank you for making that commitment to come to our new student convocation and resource fair here at Prince George's Community College. And we know you are going to be successful, yes? Yes, you are going to be successful. We're going to claim it. We're going to speak it into existence. We want to get feedback, too, about the day. So, again, make sure you fill out the evaluation form. It's that little card. It used to be a 2-page front and back, but we narrowed it down, make it smaller so you can just check off and provide us with feedback and comments on the back of the card. And, again, you'll turn it into the blue tent there. Where the food trucks are, you can, some of your meals will include beverage, but there is also a tent there where we'll be giving away free beverage as well. Well, that beverage is actually free. It was donated by our dining services, so we want to give them a round of applause to thank them. Yes. I also want to thank all the staff from PGCC TV and video systems in the back. Let's give a round of applause. Yes. For making this possible, for videotaping and live streaming, so we can come collectively as a community. Those who are unable to come here to the main campus are able to still participate in convocation there at Laurel College Center and University Town Center. Once again, it was a pleasure being of service to you, and I look forward to a very successful year with you all. All right? Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to head down to my office and push that email out to you guys.